Have you noticed a child sharing their snack or offering to help with something small? This is what we call support swapping. It's a way that neurodivergent kids express love through small acts of help. Today, we're breaking down how support swapping works, what it looks like, and how you can encourage these acts of kindness to help kids feel valued. Like and subscribe to learn more about the ways kids connect and thrive. And again, remember, this is not just for neurodivergent kids. Neurotypical is overrated and doesn't exist. These acts of kindness are great for all kids in ways that all children and all people show love in a different way. This support swapping is based on this idea of giving and receiving support in small, meaningful exchanges. So it's kind of like, I'll do this part, you do this part. I'll help with this, you do that. And I'm swapping back and forth. It might not be I'm going to do the whole thing. It's like if we're doing the dishes together, then you wash the dishes, I'll dry them. You wash them, you dry them, you put them away. And now everybody's kind of helping together. So it's this idea that it's not just, oh, I'm going to do it for you. That would be a full act of service, which is the typical counterpart, the traditional counterpart. Love language is acts of service here. So it's not necessarily that it's going to be a full act of service, but it's going to at least be help towards an act of service. This would be an act of kindness. Children might show affection by trading small acts of help, like sharing toys is even a support swap where it's like, oh, I see you need this right now. Okay, I'm going to let you use that one. I'm going to take this one. Your turn, then my turn. We're going to swap. Or it might be that they're just assisting in simple things. How about I set the table? If you have the kid who always is asking to set the table, they didn't ask to cook all the dinner. They didn't ask to set all the food out. They didn't ask to serve all the plates. They just said, I'm going to do this part, you do that part. It's that support swapping. The way that this helps with connection is that it reinforces this sense of mutual respect and care. Respect because it's saying you can be helpful. And Mr. Rogers said, all kids really want to know is that they are loved and that they are capable of giving love. And this shows them that. And it shows them that there is this mutual care that I'm going to care for you, then you're going to care for me. We're going to trade. And it helps children feel valued and important in their relationships. Valued because, again, that support is going to swap back to me where you're going to give me support as well, but also important and valued in the sense that I have something to bring to this. I might not want to or might not be able to do all of it, but I will do this one piece. And so because I'm going to do this one piece, here you go. This can be expressed in a lot of different ways. It could be that kids are sharing a snack or a drink with a family member. It could be that kids are offering a crayon or a marker. I've seen that and it just made my heart smile so big. This little child just walked over and gave another one a crayon to a kid who didn't have one. It could be that kids help pick up toys or items that somebody else dropped, and it might not be that they're doing the whole thing, but they're going to pick up some of them. It could be that they're sharing access to one of their favorite toys, or like taking turns on a Xbox or on some game console. It could be that they're offering just to hold a friend's hand or provide some type of comfort when they're feeling sad. It could be that they let a friend use their special eraser or their favorite pencil during a project. Or I've seen a kid who loaned their favorite pencil to a child who is about to go take a test that they were nervous about. It could be that they're helping with a task like putting on a coat or a backpack. It could be that they're swapping items or snacks at lunchtime. So they're trading as a gesture of friendship. Like, oh, I know you like Cheez-Its more and I like peanut butter crackers more. Or I had Cheez-Its yesterday and so here I'm going to give you my Cheez-Its today. Let me take your peanut butter crackers, whatever it might be. Or bringing an extra item like a sticker or a trinket to share it with someone. And we'll get to that one also. But this one is so beautiful. It's just little acts of kindness that we see kids do. Sometimes when kids do these little acts of kindness, I see their adults get embarrassed because it could be that it's public. And so this child walks over and says, oh, I saw that you needed whatever. And the parent's like, oh no, they might not need that. Don't just let them be kind. Let them show these acts of kindness. Let them trade. Let them do what they can do to be helpful. And it might not be the full act of service, but can it be an act of kindness? If that can be an act of kindness, it shows them that they are an important part of this relationship. And if it is traded, if it really is swapped, then they show that they are cared for and that care is given back to them as well. If you are a caregiver and your child is an acts of kindness support swapper, there are some things that you can do to encourage that love language in them. You can encourage those small acts. Acknowledge it when they give support or share. Reinforce that generosity. I see parents all the time and they will say things like, oh, well, they never share. For instance, I have one in particular and they say, oh, they never share with their siblings. And then one day in the lobby, this child shared with their sibling and the parent didn't say anything. And I looked at the child first and I said, oh my goodness, you really care about them. You shared that. Wow, that was so kind of you. I bet they really appreciate that. I made a big deal out of it. And then I looked at the parent and I said, if you're going to call them out when they don't share, you have to make sure you praise them when they do. And for kids, a lot of times we call them out when they do something wrong, and then when they do it right, we just look at them and say, you should have been doing that all along. No. Praise them, encourage that. You can also, this is a great time to teach balance to children, help them understand that balance, and help them understand that it's not always just about doing things for people, and it's not always just about having people do things for you. There really is this swap. That swap is important where it's, I'm going to do this part, you do that part. We're going to help each other. We're going to do this together. And it's also to let children know that you don't have to earn that love. This is a way you can show that love, but you are not earning love by helping me in this way. So teach that balance. Help them know that they are worthwhile even when they can't, don't want to, or don't feel like helping. They're still a worthwhile person. Teach that balance to them. And then you can also help promote some independence for them. If you'll promote that independence where it's, if you're support swapping and you're saying, all right, I'll do this part, you do that part, I'll do this part, you do that part. And then you start to see that they are becoming more and more capable of doing more and more of the parts that you used to do, start to do less. That doesn't mean abandon them. It doesn't mean go tell them to do it all on their own. But it does mean if you'll help them, it can promote that independence to where in the end, they can do a full act of service. And they didn't need help, and they can take all the credit for what they just did, and they can feel all that power from being able to do something on their own. So promote that independence by saying, okay, I teach the mantra, I will do what you can't do, I won't do what you won't do. And that can really be this, where it's like, okay, you can't do this part, but you can do this part. So I'm going to do this part, you do this part. And then over time, as the child learns more and more how to do the part that you used to have to do for them, let them do even more of that. And you can still be right there with them, but let them do even more of it, and they can be even more proud of themselves. If you have a child who is a support swapper, one who is just always looking for those acts of kindness, make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on more insights like these, and so that you can help other people find this information.